If your anger causes you to become aggressive, violent, if you probably find yourself assaulting people or damaging stuff around you, if it causes you generally to be aggressive, that is a problem. Then your anger is a problem. It causes you, if it causes you to be aggressive. So aggression is a sign that your anger is becoming a problem, because generally you obviously you're going to hurt people, you're going to destroy relationships, you're going to destroy property, yours or others, and it can cause major life changes. You can lose your job, for instance. So every time you're looking at management of anger or anger management, you're looking at areas like developing problem solving skills, because you need to be able to solve problems. So developing problems solving skills, getting to understand how anger affects you is the other one, and also building skills to be able to help you control your anger. So developing problem solving skills, getting to understand how your anger affects you, and developing skills to help you cope or control your anger. Those are the areas you look at when you're talking about management of anger or anger management. And when you're doing this, you also pay attention to three things: your thoughts, your feelings or your emotions, and your behavior, your actions. And it is because thoughts, anger, everything we do, our actions, our behavior always starts from our thoughts, our how we think. And then it gives way to how we feel, because our thoughts affect how we feel, and then from our feelings we go to how we behave. And so when you're looking at your thoughts, you need to ask yourself, uh, what is actually causing you to be angry? Think about it. What is causing you to be angry? This situation that is causing anger, is there a different way of looking at it? Do you have options as to how you can look at this problem? Uh, is there anything you're missing from how you're looking at it? Are there some other ways you could be looking at this situation so that it doesn't cause you to feel the way you feel, the anger that you're feeling? So think about the situations, think about how you're looking at it, at this situation, think about options that you have to look at it. So for instance, if you are getting angry because of something your colleague at work is doing or saying, you need to ask yourself, how am I thinking about this situation? Is there truth in it? Are they telling me things that are causing me anger, but yet there's some truth in it? Is there behavior that I need to change? Is there something that I'm also doing that is causing them to say the things they say, or the things that, look at the problem, look at how you're thinking about it, look at the options available, and then you'll be able to deal with it from that perspective. And then from your thoughts, look at your emotions, how your feelings. How are you feeling about the situation? How is this anger affecting you? How is it making you feel? Is there anything else that is causing this situation to make you feel angry? Is it just anger, or are there other underlying emotions that you're not able to? Is there let's say hurt? Is there self-pity? Is there, be honest about your feelings. When you're lashing out in anger, is it actually anger, or is it because your anger is masking another emotion? If someone tells you something that you feel embarrassing, instead of, because you want to mask that feeling of embarrassment or shame, are you then lashing out in anger? So look at how your anger is making you feel. Is there anything else you're feeling as opposed to just anger? So look at your emotions, pay attention to everything that you're feeling, and then when you look at it that way, you may be able actually to address some of the issues that you may be missing, and you're just thinking, it's just anger, but it could actually be anger that is hiding something else. And then try and relax, just try and relax when you're thinking about when you feel that anger. Relax, just some of the things you can do to relax is just to breathe in deeply. Breathe in, slowly, through your nose, and then slowly breathe out. That, as simple as that, maybe 5 6 times. Breathe in slowly through your nose, hold your breath a little bit for a few seconds, then slowly breathe out through your mouth. That simple exercise can actually cause you to get calm. You feel you feel calm. You're able now, when you get calm, your thoughts are clearer and you're able to actually pay attention to what is happening around you. That is one about your emotions. Then when you relax and are able to, you get calm, also um, and you're able to pay attention to what is happening around you. That is important. The other one is, do not suppress your anger. When you feel anger, we are talking about emotions or your feeling concerning anger. When you feel angry, do not suppress your anger. There are people, when they get angry, they just bottle it up. They don't want to talk about it. They, for whatever reason, some may just want to keep the peace, or they feel afraid to address the issue or the person who is causing them to feel that way, and so they suppress it, they bottle it up. So do not suppress your anger, do not bottle it up, because when you do that, it just stays down there, and after a while it can actually boil over. So that is one. uh, when you're dealing with your emotions, when it comes to anger, also be empathetic. Pay attention to, just pay some thought to what could the other person be feeling. This is how I'm feeling, but what about them? So be empathetic. Try to see the situation from the other person's perspective, and that can actually make you less angry when you realize the other person may actually be going through something really rough. So instead of paying, just focusing on how you feel, how you're feeling angry, and how you feel, offended. If you take a moment and think about the other person, you may actually understand that this excuse me, this is not just you, this is not just it's not just affecting you. And you may feel a little bit, less angry when you realize that the other person may be actually be going through something rough. The other issue you can try to engage or to employ when you're looking at your feelings of anger is to try and see, as hard as this may be, try and put some humor, try to see some humor in that situation. you know Sometimes you can just laugh at yourself or laugh at the situation. Just that act of employing or engaging or putting humor in it is enough to dissipate a lot of anger, a lot of that pent up feeling of anger. So that is about emotions, that is about your feelings of anger. And we said you look at your thoughts, how you're thinking, and what is going through your mind, and how you're feeling, and also now your behavior. We said you also look at your behavior. Now, when it comes to anger, you have paid attention to what you're thinking, what is going through your mind, and how you're feeling, your emotions. You try to relax, to calm down, you become empathetic, or you try to be empathetic, you put in humor, just try to dissipate some of that, strong emotion of anger, and also to be, to not suppress it. So you probably spoken about it, you've expressed your anger. But when it comes to behavior, one, because behavior is action, is what you do. One, can you solve the problem? Whatever has caused you anger, one of the actions you can take is actually try to solve the problem. And we are talking about problem solving, skills. Employ the skills that you have or that you need to be able to deal with the problem that is causing the anger or that has caused the anger. So solve the problem. And when you're solving the problem, number two, be assertive. One of the things that can cause a lot of people to be angry is the fact that the other people cause irritation, they cause them stress, and pile pressure on them, but they don't speak out. Why? Because they are not assertive, or they don't want to appear to be firm. Be assertive. One of the things that will help you when you're dealing with anger is to become assertive. And being assertive is simply communicating your feelings to others, while respecting their feelings also. So you respect yourself, you respect the other person, but you are expressing how you feel without offending or without being disrespectful to the other person. And you're firm about, you're firm about your feelings. You are expressing, or you're clearly stating how you feel about the situation. And this issue of being assertive is good because, one, because you're respecting yourself and respecting the other person. It is a way of trying to resolve the issue or resolving the problem that is causing you anger. Why? Because the other person also perceives that you're respecting them, and therefore they will give you a hearing. They will listen to your side of the story, and whatever is causing you anger, and they're in a position to do something about it, they will actually act. So be assertive. uh, Focus on trying to solve the problem, so that you don't dwell there. Um, so those are some of the things that you can engage when it comes to behavior in regard to anger. But how can you, or how should you not respond to anger? What are some of the things you should not do about anger, or when you're angry? One, ignoring your anger is not effective at all. You know, uh, why? Ignoring your anger, as we said, bottling up, not talking about it, not expressing it. Ignoring your anger is the most ineffective way of dealing with whatever is causing you anger, because, one, every time you remember what caused you anger, or what caused you to be angry, you become angry again, and sometimes you become actually angrier. So bottling up is going to cause you to be angry even more. The other thing is, it doesn't solve the problem. So bottling up or not dealing with it does not solve the problem. uh, the problem is still present. The problem does not go away. uh, Anger that is not expressed, or anger that is not dealt with, usually becomes resentment. You become resentful as time goes on. So if you do not deal with anger, every time you remember it, or every time you remember that incident, you become angrier. You still have the problem. If you didn't deal with it, you become resentful over time, and therefore, uh, leaving the problem as it is, or leaving your anger unresolved or unaddressed, doesn't solve anything. So do not ignore your anger. Do not leave the problem unsolved. Do not bottle it up. Just deal with it. Face the problem. See what you can do about it. Deal with the emotions that are from it, and move on. The other thing that you do not, so we say, do not suppress your anger. Do not bottle it up. The other thing is, do not, if you're now addressing the anger, maybe with the person who caused you to be angry, avoid defending yourself. Avoid being defensive. Why? Because that usually just makes things worse, or either they remain the same or they become worse. So when you become defensive, you're actually not addressing the problem. You're dealing with your emotions. You're looking at yourself, and you're trying to protect yourself from being hurt. So being defensive is really not going to help you deal with the anger, or deal with the issue that caused the anger. The other thing is, avoid being aggressive. Like we said, aggression always makes things worse. Being aggressive may cause you to harm the other person, may cause to destroy, stuff around you, and it generally will not cause you or help you to solve the problem, address the issue that caused you anger. So avoid being aggressive. What are some of the problems that are caused by anger? Because we said that if anger is not managed properly, it can cause a lot of problems. One, in the following areas. One, if anger is negatively impacting, or is affecting in a negative way your relationships, whether family relationships, at work, your friends. So if your anger is causing you relationship problems, you may need to seek professional help. Two, if anger is causing you to perform if it is causing, if it is affecting your performance at work, if anger is negatively affecting your performance at work. Thirdly, if your anger is causing you to lose control over what you say and what you do. If your anger is causing you to lose control over your actions, your behavior, and your words, what you say and what you do. If anger is causing you to become violent or aggressive, this towards people, towards things, towards animals, this is not a good sign, because it is definitely going to cause you to damage not only relationships but also property, and probably to hurt people even physically. So uh, if anger is causing you to become aggressive or to become violent, then you need to seek professional help. And in all these areas, you will notice, because it is you, you're looking at yourself, it's you who is experiencing these things. So, excuse me, a mental health professional is going to assist you to look at why is it that you're behaving this way, why you feeling this anger, this intensity, or the frequency of it, or why is it lasting longer than it should, or why do you find yourself becoming aggressive? Are there underlying issues that you need to address? Are there situations in your life that you have not addressed? That are there situations that you went through, or experiences that you went through, that you have not been able to really deal with, and they are coming out like as anger, or they are expressing themselves in anger. So, as we said, anger is an emotion that we can't entirely avoid. It's part of our life. But because you cannot avoid it entirely, it is important uh, to learn skills of how to manage it, so that you not only live a productive life, but that also those around you, are able to live well without necessarily being negatively affected or impacted by your anger. So that is what we are talking about today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. And we will see you next time.